I'm dearly in love with you.
Bursts 10 trillion ways to continue, never lacking direction to an end, teeming with political bacteria, fulminating extraneous intricacy, ever thirsting at the never-ending fountain, spouted somewhere deep from this ridiculous amount of space. Pretty for no reason, savage all the same. To speak honestly, as only a creation can, just look at me. The work is unrefined, a challenge so great in breadth and passion. I have let gone the conception of perfection and take relief in crude devotion. Maybe there are limits beyond which even your beautiful idea lies barricaded from the light that cannot shine through your own angry density. Maybe all creators have a shape already made for them. If you have not forsaken us, I find it hard to gather why, as I am that imperfection everyone seeks to avoid. Are you also imperfect, having made me proof of error? Broken by frustration, I can't perform as was designed, too committed to surrender your ape to the fire. I know that to admit is tantamount to saying you are not what we claim. I share a slender notion of what that is. Look at what I aim to say, then look at what I am. I say of you, I am judged neither pure nor more judicious than the next to see the evidence. In the end, my sentence will be never guilty, because killer and victim all are the same when we run into you. Beyond the forest, the filth, and the ocean, the silence of your equilibrium, so fantastic it is laughter, roar, and cry, cancels out itself, as stars make of themselves, heavenly asterisks to qualify the blank night sky. Hence these fastidious records of life I keep mostly private, to the faster efface my memory off of the tomb. These records say nothing, but that's not the point. That I lived is the point, that now it must be undone. How do you make it so? Trapped in the latest tower of data, sooner eclipsed than evening tomorrow by a tower greater, more meaningful, more efficient, or something. Hunger gone to the hours, skill to program, heart to machine, vitality to Philippines, thought to a database, dream to necessity, mind to superiors, soul to the vices that choked off all thought. I was still soul, inconsistent, but pathetically conscientious of my disappointing companions, and the daughter who looked at me like some sweet baby gorilla I knew would chew my face off 20 years hence. I woke aware of the great loneliness, contemplated for a moment, rendered irrelevant by the next, which made much energy but never moved me, though I walked past the violets that long since ceased to amaze, and took my elevator of cocoa butter and hairspray into the cerebrum of a delicate business where language pre-programmed makes anathema king. Until one day goodbye. In this condition one goes, contented, absent, unconscious, forgetful, distracted, amazing, and bled. Tamed viper, fangs dripping, my God, into the dream that goes on. In the absence of love, a man is this coin. Beware the one unhappy to be copper. Beware the man in search of God. What must be wrong with him? He is not happy, yet he is not bright. Probably a criminal, old or broken. He only sees the odds against him, and hasn't the wits to lie, or the charm to seduce. Away from confronting whether life should be lived as others are living, in his own deepest fantasy, and, if they are, how he can bend himself to normality and stop the cravings he craves. As the beautiful debate their beauty, his ugliness leads the way. into the magic of mind, past the limits of language, to some crooked antechamber, to wait for translucence, as dead as alive. I close my eyes against the velvet experience. Everything I've never known is softer than my hands upon the pillow. Despite the precedents, there are no crocuses. The light and truth that got away were just the hummingbirds about me. To get me now, well, I am beyond the getting. No saintly rapture, no CEO optimism, no love to spin toward the promise the prophets dreamed up in mountains deserted when we were your favorites and you showed us things nightly. Nothing but energy, avoiding disruption of its wayward null purpose. Still I assign you a name and a brain and all of my messages, because I have no choice but to be so small. I am many things, a man, but the absence of a man as well. The matter that is left when your incredible shadow comes to swallow mine falls to the ground, waiting for mushrooms. I remember I felt it, that shadow, a chill looking down from an empty bridge on an empty street in a bitter winter. How I felt myself atomized, blowing ashes through enlightened fog, hung upon the river, lit up from within by the faintest sun I ever saw. I am still frozen there. I will always be frozen there. Looking down from an empty bridge, missing my friend, the craziest orchid I took for my own, now gone with the sadness, full flower I was meant to experience. When I think of her, I think of you, and hope that I am wrong.